What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So in this video, I'm bringing you the 10 niche fragrances that I plan on reaching the most for this upcoming winter. Some of these are newer to the collection. Some I've had for a while but just haven't been able to spend a lot of time with because I may have got them late last winter and I've been eager to pull them out for this winter. So stay tuned. Starting with one of the newest AMOUAGE releases that I've spent a short amount of time with. Love the scent profile. Just been waiting on some colder weather. That being AMOUAGE Boundless. I really dig this one. It's a beautiful resinous, smoky, and sweet tobacco. Very resinous. I get this almost balmy resin nature to it, to be honest with you. There's a slight creaminess going on for it, even up in the start, and a slight kind of earthiness to it that does become more earthy as it starts to settle into what it really is all about in the dry down. But I do get that earthy tobacco nature at the top. Like, this isn't a leafy tobacco. It is a smoky and sweet tobacco because of the supporting notes, giving it that type of character, but I find this to be herbal, earthy, and a bit of a darker tobacco overall. Performance seems to be stellar on my skin, on the little bit of experience I do have with it. Love how this one smells. This is actually the AMOUAGE that I'm most eager to spend time with this winter, because I do have several new ones to my collection over the last 2 months or so. This one, I've had a little bit longer than that, but I got it in the summer. So not really ideal weather for a heavy tobacco fragrance like this, especially from what's known to be a pretty hefty type of performing brand in AMOUAGE. So now that it's cooling down, we're starting to get some pretty cold weather, hoodie weather and such, I'm pretty eager to pull out this. Again, that's AMOUAGE Boundless. Next, this particular scent profile begs you to wear it in the cold weather, and I tend to oblige. That being the Gate Fragrances. This is called Memories. So this is another tobacco fragrance, but it's quite unique in my collection because it's a very smoked cherry note up top with this lovely earthy tobacco blended to perfection. Oh man, this is such a great fragrance. I deem this one a must try. It is absolutely freaking gorgeous. The cherry does not make this feminine. This is a dark, smoky, earthy tobacco with a bright, like black cherry type of smell to it. Very juicy cherry. This is gorgeous. Beast in performance on my skin too. Must try from the house in my opinion. I've only tried 3 or 4 fragrances from them. I have 2 full bottles, Memories and First Sight, which First Sight's a gorgeous springtime lemon fragrance, but Memories, it will create some scent memories too because it is a special scent profile. I don't have anything else that smells like this. This is my favorite cherry-based fragrance. And I say cherry-based because it's so dominant up top and takes a very long time to fade into the background. We're talking hours in to smelling that smoked cherry. Very earthy, dark. It has some resinous nature to it in the dry down, but it's mainly this earthy tobacco that kind of takes over the scent as it settles in, but that smokiness never seems to go away. It's just a gorgeous, I know we're going back to back with tobacco fragrances, but these are 2 gorgeous tobacco scents that are just built for the winter time, and I can't wait to pull this one out this year either. I'm telling you, get a sample and try this one if you want to treat the Gate Fragrances Memories. Probably my favorite amber scent that I own. It does have this lovely benzoin and vanilla. I mean, benzoin, vanilla, amber seems to be quite the popular kind of amalgamation of notes and concoction in niche perfumery, hell, even in some designers, but few do it as well as Maison Francis KURKDJAN with Grand Soir. Performance is stellar. This is another one quite intoxicating. This one I find is more about this bright benzoin than it is the vanilla. The vanilla is more supportive for what I smell off of my skin, even out in the air just now. I find it's all about the amber and the benzoin, because the benzoin gives this bright effervescent nature to it, and then you have that warm, slightly powdery amber, and then the vanilla is more supportive. It's not one of those fragrances where it's all vanilla and benzoin like some can be. Think NISHANE Ani, where that's heavy on the benzoin and the vanilla, and the amber's dialed back, whereas the balance is a little bit different here. It's a similar vibe, but not the same scent. And that's what I love about this, is I can enjoy both of these fragrances without it being too redundant. Slightly redundant, sure, but this is one that I have not pulled out since last winter. I absolutely love this fragrance. I did a full review on it last winter as well. It was a must-own in my opinion, because it's just one of those fragrances that I had heard so much about. Blindly picked this one up. Do not regret it in any way, shape, or form, because it's magnificent. This is, like I said, my favorite amber-based fragrance that I own in my collection, and I have a substantial collection. You know, not the biggest collection out there, but a big collection nonetheless. And to say this is the best of a certain category or a specific note should tell you a lot. Can't wait to pull this one out for special occasions this winter. Maison Prince's KURKDJAN Grand Soir. So I've grabbed several from the house this year. My favorite pickup being NISHANE Ani, like I just mentioned in the previous fragrance. I picked this up in the same haul, and it kind of got pushed to the back. While a gorgeous, stunning showstopper of a fragrance in its own right, I haven't spent the time with it that I really need to. That being Fan Your Flames. And this winter, I plan on pulling this bad boy out. Coconut rum has this smoky nature to it. It's quite earthy. It's a little bit of a Chypre vibe because it's got some oak moss going for it. And it's unique. Man, is that an interesting smell. You know, and look, when I say interesting, I don't mean bad. Please don't mistake that. I'm going to spray it one more time. That was beautiful. Oh, man. If you like oak moss, I'm not a big fan of coconut, but this is coconut done right. This is high quality coconut oil. The tobacco here is earthy and a little dry. There's a little bit of a dry nature here, and I find it's due to the tobacco smell that I get. It's intoxicating. This is a conversation starter. This is definitely an attention grabber and a head turner. This is one of those fragrances that you can pull out as your special occasion fragrance when you want to create conversation based on how you smell, because this is an interesting fragrance. I don't know how else to put it, to be honest with you, because it's just so different. When you look at the note breakdown, it may be like, there's a chance that might be terrible or incredible. For me, it's incredible. You know, I've never heard anyone say it's terrible. I'm just saying the note breakdown is just so odd at first glance, and when you get your nose on it, it's magnificent. It really is. This is another one that's a must try in my opinion. You have to get your nose on this. I believe this scent profile could be polarizing, where it might not be for some. That's why I definitely say you should try before you buy, but it's one that may become your favorite fragrance in your collection instantly, because it's that damn good. I will be spending some time with this winter. Fan Your Flames, NISHANE. So I did a full review on this one not that long ago. I actually wore it to a Colorado Avalanche game. Understated, unpopular for some reason, gets no limelight whatsoever, that being MONTALE Spicy Oud. So this is gorgeous. Gorgeous. The oud and the patchouli are the stars here. There is some saffron. There's a little bit of a red hot, like a red pepper type of smell up top, even though it's not in the note breakdown. Saffron seems to be the only spice listed in the notes. Very, very simplistic note breakdown. But the stars of the show are definitely the oud and the patchouli. It's a slightly medicinal wormwood type of oud in the dry down with a super creamy patchouli. It's not a chocolatey type of patchouli. It's a very creamy, earthy patchouli. And it is gorgeous. This is another one that is gorgeous. I have a ton of great winter geared niche fragrances, but what you've seen so far is stuff that I'm just so excited to wear that's newer to the collection. And these are all stunning. I mean, everything in this video is stunning, and this is nothing short of that. Gets no love. Another one, try before you buy, as with everything else in this video. But if you're a fan of oud and patchouli, this might be a must own for you. If you're not a fan of those, this is going to be an avoid at all cost, because that is what is dominant for hours and hours in this fragrance. You get spice up top, then you get oud and patchouli the rest of the way. Like I said, it's a very simple fragrance, but a very stunning fragrance. And beast mode performance is an understatement for this one. Again, that's MONTALE Spicy Oud. One that I picked up from Vinba Fragrance and kind of just sat on the shelf. I've been waiting for the winter to roll around, waiting for the right situations to wear BDK Rouge Smoking. So this is one that I've been eagerly awaiting the cold for, because it's just so different in my collection. It really is. There's this gorgeous cherry that's not overstated. It's not a super rich and robust cherry like the Gate Fragrance's Memories. There's a smokiness here, but it's not a rich smokiness. It's more of a fresh smoky cherry, as strange as that sounds, because of the added ambroxan. There's tonka bean in here. There's some fresher, sweeter type of notes going to really round this out. This is much more feminine than Memories from the Gate Fragrances. While not a super feminine fragrance, definitely unisex, anybody can wear. I know a lot of guys that really enjoy this one personally, that have at least tried it, but it's one that's so different. I needed it to be where I start with the brand, because I have tried Tobacco Rose. That's a gorgeous jammy rose tobacco scent. I have tried Citrus Riviera. That's a gorgeous fragrance that I do plan on getting a full bottle next summer. And I went straight to a bottle blindly with Rouge Smoking, because the note breakdown is just so odd, different, and interesting that I had to have it. I had to have it. I knew I would like it, and it is unique and just delectably unique. The vanilla shines in here as well without being too much of a vanilla scent. It's a lovely medley of such a variety of notes that just blend so perfectly together to create, like I said, I'm not saying there isn't another fragrance out there that doesn't kind of smell like it. I've just never smelled anything else like BDK Rouge Smoking. This is one that gotta sample this one. I'm telling you, this is worthy of trying. I'm gonna spray it again because I want to smell it some more. Lovely atomizer too. I'm telling you, if you don't like cherry fragrances, this might still work for you, because it's not dominated by the cherry. It's detectable, but it's not overrun with cherry. It's not overrun with smokiness. It's not overrun with ambroxan. It's not overrun with tonka and vanilla. You see where I'm going? It's just a great balance with great performance and very unique. This is a stunning fragrance as well. Just gorgeous type of stuff right here. BDK Rouge Smoking. One of my personal favorite niche winter fragrances that I actually did not get around to wearing last winter. And this is one of those fragrances that earlier in the year I said I was going to be reaching back in my collection to, you know, fall in love with all over again. And one of the main fragrances that this would definitely be falling in love with over again, because this was my favorite fragrance for the house for a long time. Parfums de Marly Carlisle. Gorgeous, gorgeous tobacco scent. This being a tester bottle, has the tester sticker on the back, came in a white tester box. I picked this up from Vinba Fragrances a couple of years ago. This is, man, beast. Intoxicating, earthy, smoky tobacco, sweetness. There's a lot of resins here. There's opanox and stuff like that. I actually have on the back here some nutmeg, some saffron, some green apple, which you do get a hit of the apple up top, but it's more about the saffron for me. I find the saffron to be the real dominant note in the opening, with a little bit of apple. And like I said, I get a lot of this opanox resinous type of smell with a lot of tobacco and a rich sweetness that's not too much, but it does make for an intoxicating sweet tobacco fragrance that doesn't smell like the other tobacco fragrances that I've listed here in this video. Definitely some variety in tobacco scents with my 10 niche picks this year. And performance is incredible. This is a 4-spray fragrance for me. I have gotten several compliments in the past when I used to wear this one quite often. And 14 to 16 hour range on my skin. This particular bottle, granted this is a couple years old, it's macerated heavily. I'm not sure as far as batch codes if anything's different, but for anybody that cares, there's your batch code right there. So it's a stunning fragrance. If you can get your nose on this one, get your nose on this one. I've heard people compare it to red tobacco. faint similarities in my opinion. There's a lot of distinction between the two. This one's not just covered in oud and pungent up top. Red tobacco is kind of its own beast. Triumph of Bacchus gets compared to that as well, where there's some similarities, but there's more distinctive differences just as much as there is similarities. So really get your nose on these and see what tobacco scent profile is best for you when it comes to ones that people on these websites say smell similar to. Because just because somebody on the internet says it kind of smells like something doesn't necessarily mean that's how it's going to smell to you. So definitely get your hands on some samples and try these fragrances. Discover them for yourself. Don't just take my word for it. Get out there and smell this stuff. Order a carded sample. Grab a decant from somewhere. Fragrances like Carlisle are worthy of exploration and discovery because they are an absolute olfactory treat. And I can't wait to start wearing this one again this winter. Next, I did wear this recently. It's probably my favorite sweet oud. It's got a tiramisu dessert cake type of smell going with a pretty medicinal oud. It's quite lovely. It's called Crazy for Oud from MANCERA. There's a little bit of florals in here. I don't find it to be that feminine, very unisex, but it's a gourmand oud because it's a very sweet cake-like smell. It's beautiful. And this is another one, stellar performance. No slackers in this video whatsoever. Performance is above and beyond what I really believe anyone needs. Definitely above and beyond what I need. And Crazy for Oud, very similar to Precious Oud minus the booziness. I'm sure there's a slight balance change in some of the notes. I've never smelled it personally. I just know that this is the brother or sister, however you want to look at it, to Precious Oud. It's the non-boozy version. Sweet Oud, because MANCERA MONTALE, they put out a lot of oud fragrances. There's a massive amount in their libraries overall, and this is one that gets lost in the shuffle. Nobody really talks about this one. This one kind of gets swept under the rug as just another release that doesn't get any shine and any limelight, and I'm happy to recommend it to you guys because I plan on wearing it. Hell, I wore it a week or so ago because I couldn't wait to pull this one out. We had some really cold weather hit. Actually had snow one day, and I pulled this one. Actually, the day it snowed, I think, was the day I wore this because it's just built for the cold. Cuts through, you're going to smell delectable, and it's a oud that's not too hard to wear. It's not a challenging wear oud, I find anyways, based on some of the other ouds that are out there. Definitely going to be wearing this more and more this winter. That's Crazy for Oud from MANCERA. A guilty pleasure fragrance of mine. I've had this for some time. I've had it for a few years, and I only pull it out in cozy weather that I'm dressing very cozy. You know, some sweatpants with a thicker hoodie than this. This is a mid-weight hoodie. Heavyweight hoodie, something where it's really, really cold outside, hot cocoa type of days. Make me want to get all nice and cozy with SERGE LUTENS 5 o'clock Eau Gingembre. Had this bottle for quite some time. This is my favorite ginger fragrance I have ever put my nose on. There's a tea note in here. It's relaxing. It's warm. The cacao pod has this smoked leather type of accord going for it in the dry down. So good. This is such a great fragrance. Another one, carded sample worthy. SERGE gets all the love. And yes, SERGE, damn good fragrance. But this is one of the easier to wear fragrances from the house. I haven't tried everything from the house, but to my understanding, it's one of the easier fragrances to wear. And it's definitely a ginger lover's type of niche fragrance. And yes, Azzaro Ginger Lovers, another great ginger fragrance, but worlds apart in scent profile and quality, I can assure you. Top-notch stuff here. Not an obtrusive, loud fragrance, but I do get above average performance in that 6, 7, 8 hour range on my skin. It's more of an intimate type of projection where first hour, yeah, it reaches out, but after that, it's more intimate level. It's more relaxing for yourself. That's how I use this fragrance when I just need, like I said, one of those cozy days just for me to be in my thoughts. This is that type of fragrance. Very relaxing. And I will be pulling it out this winter. SERGE LUTENS 5 o'clock Eau Gingembre. Last but not least, I did a review on this one in the spring, and I kind of put it away because it's a bit much for the summer, and I haven't spent any time with it in the fall because I feel like after spending time with it in the spring, It's built much better for the cold than it is for mild weather, though it can be pulled off in mild weather. I think Soul of My Soul from État Libre d'Orange is just better suited for the winter. There's this gorgeous musked vanilla. There's a lovely suede note here. This is one of the better État Libre d'Oranges that I've put my nose on. Remarkable People, super easy, super likable. This is different. This is different. I'm not a fan of a ton of different musky fragrances. There's very few that I really enjoy. This is a creamy, slightly animalic musk with some gorgeous creamy vanilla. And like I said, this lovely buttery suede note that just adds to that musky nature. Performance is stellar. It's still floating all around me. In this video, in this short amount of time I've been recording, I've sprayed all of these fragrances and this is overshadowing them all right now. This is a potent beast. Very unisex, but you gotta like musky. If you don't like musky, you won't like this because it's dominated by a creamy musk. And like I said, it's got a slight animalic nature to it. I was very surprised the first time I wore this, and I was surprised at how much I actually like this. While I do have a handful of fragrances from them, this is probably number 2 for me behind Remarkable People. Remarkable People, the reason I bring that one up, because like I said, it's super easygoing, easy to wear. It's one of the more mass appealing fragrances from them. Some of their fragrances are more on the artistic side and can be a little challenging to wear sometimes. Whereas Soul of My Soul, this is a musky delight. Musk lovers need to give this one a shot. Try it. You can get discovery sets super cheap for État Libre d'Orange and try a bunch of stuff from the house. And I deem this one a must try from the house because it falls somewhere in between easy to wear and challenging. Whereas it's a little artistic, it's a little different, and you might just fall in love with it. It's a special fragrance in my opinion, and I'll be wearing it more this winter. Soul of My Soul from État Libre d'Orange. Well, that is the 10 niche fragrances I plan on reaching for the most this winter, because some of them I have limited time with. Some I have barely spent any time with, and that's why they're in this video. I'm so eager to wear them, with 2 being personal favorites of mine with Carlisle and 5 O'Clock Au Gingembre, but everything else is pretty new to the collection within the last year or so, and they really need some more attention from me because they are just fan-damn-tastic. And until next time, do me a real quick favor, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. So I do appreciate all the feedback, and I love hearing from you guys. What in this video have you tried, or what are you intrigued by? What sounds good to you and you feel like you need to get a sampler or a decant? Get your nose on it for yourself. Let me know down in the comments. And until next time, I will say, if you get your hands on any of the 10 that are featured in this video and you give them a spray now, you might end up thanking me later. Have a good one, guys.